Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're flying the Sabre and we're flying against the F-18, and I'm just trying to do a little theory here. So if you're not familiar with like history and fighter plane development, there's a group called the Fighter Plane Mafia, and oh my god, he just took pop shots at me. And the Fighter Plane Mafia is this group of people who believe that basically that this is kind of like the pinnacle of fighter planes. Like, you only need a plane that can maneuver, and all these fancy, new supersonic jets aren't worth it. Like, the F-18, just too advanced, doesn't need to be there, and something like the Sabre is just perfect. And I just kind of lost him on me. Where'd he go? Well, that's terrifying. Anyways, oh, there he is. So it's this idea that these supersonic jets and these brand new jets are just too advanced, too expensive, and they're not needed. Well, things like the Sabre, ooh, that was scary. Just gonna keep going one circle, I guess, because I can't really go two circle with the Hornet. Now the goal is to try to get the Hornet as slow as possible, causing an overshoot. Try to get it slow. Try to get me slow. And not liking this. Kind of lost him. There he is. I just able to get control of the Sabre. But yeah, so basically the reformers had this idea, and he's gonna crash. Okay. Well, that's anticlimactic. So anyways, let me finish my little history lesson here. So the reformers had this idea that the perfect fighter plane is something that's cheap, just has a gun, no need for missiles, and just needs to go really fast and be super maneuverable. And if you know anything about modern fighting, like fighter plane doctrine, or just like how any modern military operates, you'd realize just how ridiculous that sounds. And obviously, I feel like the vast majority of that fight we were losing against the F-18, and yeah, not saying that this plane couldn't hold its own. It just could not really do one circle fights. It's just we were lucky that the F-18 crashed. But anyways, top off to round two. So, as I was saying, so the reformers have this idea that, a plane with a gun and a really good pilot is just going to beat anything with super high technology. And obviously we're just doing like guns, dogfighting, but like if we were doing just even like normal IR missiles and like BFR, like, I mean, the Sabre's just got no chance. And I think that's something that people need to kind of get over when it comes to dogfighting. As fun as this is, and like doing BFR, especially in DCS, it's just not how dogfights are done before. Come on, couldn't get the lineup on them, but like it's just this idea of this. I'm not liking that. Where'd he go? But like this whole idea of like a good pilot with a really good plane with that's super maneuverable with really powerful guns just is just a thing of fantasy now. It's not World War II. It's not the Cold War anymore. Dogfights like this, dogfights like this just don't happen in real life. So if we're talking about like the Iraq War, out of all the, because we're flying the Iraq map, this is why I'm talking about the Iraq War. If we're talking about, oh, I don't really want to be in a two-rate circle fight. Just talking about the Iraq War, out of all the kills that happened in Iraq, only 2 were done with guns. Only 2. Like, that's just like how much that just doesn't happen nowadays. And I think people just kind of need to get over this idea that, you know, the dogfight is still a thing. It's not a thing anymore. It's all about stealth and, you know, hitting your... Oh, I got a hit on him. Just got a little silent there because I got excited. But yeah, it's this idea of like, where'd he go? There he is. So this whole idea of dogfighting is just not a thing. It's all about stealth. You know, hitting your enemy before he even sees you is, you know, the whole thing. And I think people just need to kind of get over this whole fantasy of the rolling scissors, the barrel rolls. Ooh, jink that. It's just not a thing anymore. And no, it's a sad thing to see if you love the idea of dogfighting, but I don't know. That's... And the reformers are these, or the fighter plane mafia. They're also called the reformers. They also believe this idea that like they've helped develop like every like super. As I was saying before, I got promptly pilot shot out by the F-18. The reformers and the fighter plane mafia, they're basically the same group, and I think most people call them the same group. Their idea is basically just big plane, big gun, maneuverable, fast, and that's all you need. You don't need missiles or anything. And obviously that's ridiculous in the modern age. Like, that would just never work in the modern age at all. And they also like to take responsibility for, I mean, I shouldn't even say responsibility. They just like to claim that they just made all the greatest planes of all time. So like the F-15, the F-16, they'll claim that they helped develop them, or that they were major designers or lead designers. Really wanted that. And none of that's true. None of that is true whatsoever. Oh, that's scary. I don't really want to be too circle with this thing. Oh boy. And people like Pure Spray will take like claim that they, you know, were the main designer or the lead designer for the A-10 or major designer for the F-15 or the F-16. None of that's true. The Pure Spray is nothing more than what I believe was like an advisory position on the A-10 project, and did nothing for the F-15, and is basically just a jazz musician. Oh, I really wanted that. And I think people just need to not look at the Wikipedia article, because basically Pure Spray is a camera. And what I just wanted to try out was this whole idea of how good would their idea of the perfect dogfighter, which would basically be the Saber, against something like the F-18, and it's not looking great. Like, I really have to fight for everything I have, and even then, like, the F-18 is just going to be able to just having no ability to use like computers to lead my shots and like have an eyeball everything, which is another thing that they would want. And I lost it. So as you can see, it's just, I mean, this just is kind of ridiculous. Like, I think that the Sabre would have really any chance against a plane like the F-18 or the F-16 or just any modern jet in like even just in a dogfight is just kind of ridiculous. You know, as fast and maneuverable as this plane is, it's just for something like against the F-18, it's just no, it's not gonna happen. And the last fight was my fault because obviously I pulled too hard on the stick, and it just was something that was my fault. But still, like, I am fighting tooth and nail for literally anything I can get out of this dogfight, and I'm just struggling. Just get anything. Like, I have to force this plane, like the F-18, to get as slow as possible. Thought he was crossing my nose. And, like, even then, like he can just get his nose on me, like, just right now. Whoa, that was scary. Like, you can see, like, he's just got his nose on me, like, it's just right behind me immediately. Like, he's just right there, like, on my ass, like, constantly. Like, there's nothing I can do in this thing. Like, my whole plan is to just basically hope for an overshoot, I guess. I'm faster than him right now. I'm winning a raid fight with an F-18? That's crazy. No, it's because he's got his nose on me. Or he did have his nose on me. Turned away. Let's make it one circle. Oh, I got him! Let's go! It shot out the pilot. There she goes. One little mistake, and that's all I needed. So in the end, did my question get answered? Were the reformers right? No. Obviously not. The Sabre's a good plane. It's maneuverable, it's fast. It's basically everything what the reformers and the fighter plane mafia want. And it struggles. It absolutely struggles against a modern jet, unsurprisingly. I don't think anybody would be shocked at that. But we were able to at least get one kill by the end of the video, and yeah, it's just not a shock. Not a shock. I don't think anybody is shocked by the results of this video. The fact that this plane can lose control really quickly and crash into the ground. Another that this plane just has no computer guidance whatsoever compared to the F-18. Like, yeah, like, I don't think anybody's shocked at the outcome of this, but I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a history lesson and a rant. I'm going to be making a rant video on one of my favorite aircraft of all time, the Avro Arrow. So if you're looking towards that, or wanting to watch that, make sure that you stick around. And I will see you all later. Peace out.